back to episode 4 of the patrol build. I am very excited on this rainy Sunday afternoon to get back into doing a few more things. So I've pretty much dropped all the suspension out. It's sitting on bump stops, and I've brought pretty much the whole car, all the arms out. The factory arms are back in the standard position, taken drop box out, bull bar. We've started on the passenger side of the engine bay, which is awesome. And our next job is to kind of work through onto the radiator, head round onto this factory side, and just start pulling out what we can, labeling what we can. Now I've never done a conversion like this before, so definitely a huge learning curve, but enjoying every step of the way. So I mentioned, if you've got any advice, anything, make sure you comment below. Always keen to hear guys who have done this before or have been around these builds and know a bit more. Love to get your info. But for now, still stripping down. I have possibly found an engine, which is pretty exciting. I don't want to say too much about it because it's not locked in, but as soon as it is locked in, I'll let you guys know. It is an LS2, I'll tell you that. Yeah, anyway, that's it pretty much for today. We're just gonna get strapped right in and maybe start from here, try and get to the intercooler. I might drop engine oil today, I don't know. Maybe we'll just do that straight away. I hope you guys like that intro. Let me know if you like little snippets like that and a bit more cinematic stuff, or if you don't really care and you just want to hear more about the build. If you want me to go into more detail of stuff, obviously I time-lapse a lot of what I'm doing, but I do have the whole footage there, so if you guys want to see or hear of a particular point, I'll definitely have it filmed, so I'll hunt that down and share with you guys what I found or what I'm struggling with to work out, and then maybe you guys can help me, I can help you. But yeah, pretty pumped. Let's get into this, eh? I think first things first, we'll work on this lighting kind of system. So it's got the TJM bar in it, and what I've worked out is the TJM bar has a couple of spotties in it that don't obviously come from factory, so there's an aftermarket loom that's been put in for that, and then also there's the spotties on the front that the guy put in, and so that's kind of half jerry-rigged into the existing one. So we just got to rip all that out, bring everything back to factory before we start mucking around with factory cables. Yeah, so there's a couple of joins like that, you know, that are just onto a fuse, and that doesn't really need to be there. We can do better than that. At least get stuff heat shrinked and whole heat tidied and just random cables everywhere, so that's the plan. But what I was talking about are some of the dodgy stuff that's going on. We want to make sure this is a well-built rig so that it can do touring. It's going to end up being the camera car because I go to a lot of four-wheel drive competitions and stuff like that, so the plan is to definitely make it reliable and super heavy on juice. Yeah, so there's a good bird nest here. I'm not sure what's happening. There's a bit of a bundled loom for the spotlights of what's coming from there, and then there's all these kind of random single sheathed cables running through, so I'm going to clean all that up, pull all that out, and see where that leaves us. So I'm just going to leave the rest of that loom hanging out here for the moment. I'll put it right back to the relay, but obviously it's got its control wire heading back into the cab, and I haven't got into there yet. So I'll leave it as is, so that when I get into the cab side and pull that apart, it should be a fairly quick fix. I just want to get a whole bunch more of this engine bay done at the moment, and then once we start looking at dropping the trans and pulling the motor out and stuff like that, that's when I look at pulling all the inside out and kind of do that a bit more separate. But for now, keep powering on with this. This is it, guys. This is the moment. We're turning its heart off. Life support is out. Steal your heart, we're going to give it to someone else. Better life. nuts back on the heads, tape it all together. When you come back to put it all together, if everything's labelled and marked and in its place, it'll be heaps easier. Some people don't need it, but I definitely need it, otherwise stuff is everywhere. Alright, so pretty much free now. I've just got these two. One and a little guy there, and then a little guy there, and then the radiator is ready to pop out. So we'll get into that, mate. Got him. Classic green slime. Alright, oh, it's done though, which is wicked. Green slime filter. Yeah, you can green slime filter from there, guys. Just a couple of hoses I've missed that are just held by the plastic shroud. They bite you a little bit, but oh no, and I found another one there. Alright, there's one more. I'm gonna go get a towel to put down first. And there's one more over here, which is gonna land straight on my face, so I might move a bit. Go down there. Wow, what a stubborn thing. Well, I made that look 10 times harder than it needs to be, but we got it. Cool. So pretty much now I'll go around each of my hoses that I've pulled off, give it a bit of tape, just mark it, just so I know where it's heading, and gives me the biggest or clearest picture once I kind of lock in where stuff is, and it's always good to have a little bit of a reminder. This is the first one I've ever done, so I just want to make sure that when it comes to, because I'm going to try and do the whole wiring loom myself, I'm going to want to do as much of the project as I can so that I can learn as much as I can along the way. Oh yes, check out the oil in that. Ugh, gross. How good is this? Yes, you're pretty oily, mate. Heaps of oil around this ring here too, enough to focus. Ooh. Oh, we'll keep, oh yeah, nice little pool. Yummy! Breathe that, you mongrel. Alright, just about to drop the oil, which is good. I don't even know how much these hold actually. I'll have a guess at a 15. We're going to do it safely and we're going to use jack stands. Right, so that's the oil drained. We'll see if it's too dark under here. Managed to even get minimal slippage across the two buckets, which is great. So we'll let that drain for a little bit. Maybe we'll put that sump plug back in, I don't know. But it means we can start taking off some of the other oil lines and all the other stuff. Start disconnecting more of this earths on the block and hoses and all that type of stuff. So pretty pumped. Alright, so we pulled the dual battery system out and this other big lead that's heading over to the Anderson plug, so we'll just leave there at the moment and keep focusing around things connected to the engine. So I know I need to disconnect the starter motor, a couple more electrical plugs, got the heater core or the pipes heading to the heater core, so I might rip them off now. So I'm just following the end of the loom with the alternator main wire and the exciter wire, and there's a couple of other small ones that I'm just getting to now. Well, one, and where does that one go? Let him back up in there. So I'm not exactly sure either what these ones are doing, but one looks like it's going to the aircon, so I'd assume that's like a aircon exciter wire or trigger wire to keep the compressor on. And this other one looks like it's going into the back of the block or around cylinder 3, I suppose. So maybe it's an oil pressure sensor. I'm not quite sure, but we'll label them once we get them out. I don't know if we'll get this one out. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Who can tell me what that is? Goes onto the bottom, underneath the turbo, bottom of the block it felt like, or the side of the block. So, got that one there and then that one there. Alright, getting there slowly but surely. Assuming there's guys that do this in about half an hour or something like that. I wish I was one of them. I'm going to tell you what, I am having a whole heap of fun with this already. I'm hoping next episode is possibly a pulling out the LS of the wreck that I'm buying. So still working on that at the moment, so I might put this in, I might not, but hopefully, fingers crossed. temp maybe. Yeah, do you want to call that water temp? Thermostat? Sure, that's the thermostat. I could be wrong, but we will find out. So, once again, I don't know heaps about electrics and I'm pretty willing to learn, but I would dare say that a key is doing it just like this. If you're going to get into it and you've never done it before, like me, I'd recommend just start getting into it slowly and start pulling all the plugs one at a time, labeling stuff, and even if you don't know where it goes to or what it is, you can find out what it is, and that'll just increase your knowledge base. So, you know, I know enough that one of them is going to be a couple of thermostats, I'd say, and maybe an oil pressure switch, or the one going to the AC is obviously the trigger wire for that compressor. What do we say this one was? This one is AC comp. And you know what, I might not even use this loom, and it might get pulled out. To be honest, I don't know, because I've never done one of these builds, but at least regardless, when I come to it, everything's going to be labelled whether I use it or not. At this stage for me and learning my first one, definitely well worth going slow. Anyway, that's what I'm feeling. That's what I'm feeling. Oh, yeah, we all know what that one is. The glow relay. But for now, yeah, just keep peeling this loom back and pulling it right back as far as we can. It's just been great. Seeing how this motor's been put together. But we're coming down to the guts of it now, that's for sure. Let me know, guys, in the comments how much info do you want while I'm doing this. I'm going to pretty much be recording the whole thing the whole time, and talking myself through it, and that way I've always got a reference of exactly what I did. I don't want to make it too boring, I don't want to jabber on, but let me know how much detail you want me to go into, and if you want me to tell you what stuff I'm undoing and all that type of stuff. Yeah, let me know, keen to hear. Well, I think I'm going to call it there for tonight. I've had an awesome crack at it for a couple of hours on a Sunday afternoon. Starting to picture things a whole lot more, see a few different things. It's getting really exciting, so I'm loving it. Got the radiator and shroud out, all the battery, whole bunch of other washer bottle. Started pulling all the wiring loom off the motor, and it's looking really good. Really happy with the progress so far. And once again, thank you very much for stopping by. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're enjoying this build so far and you're keen to see some more. Also, let me know in the comments below what you're liking about the videos, what you want me to change or do different. If you want some more information, if you want stuff a bit quicker. Keen to make something that works for the guys watching. So, and if you've done this build before and you're watching this and you know some stuff, really keen to hear any advice and any pointers. And I'm going to try and video all my stuff ups and all the things I get wrong and stuff like that, so that I can kind of talk through them and get people to help and just get a community that's able to learn together. So if you've never done this before and you want to do it, then this is the kind of video series for you. If you've done it before, mate, it would be awesome if you just if you gave some advice. That'd be awesome. So really keen to meet some guys who've done it before, and then hopefully when this thing's done, meet up with some guys and go for a bit of a burn and a bit of a four-wheel drive. So anyway, this has been episode 4. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully episode 5, we are pulling this motor out, would be the goal. And once again, not sure, because it's not a done deal, but I'm very close to getting a motor, like very close. Exciting times. Anyway, thanks heaps, guys. Talk soon. Talk soon to you, mate. Bye. Wonder if bloody Matt Stratton will call again. Can't forget my little GoPro. You can go in the pocket, the old bin pocket. A whole bunch of cable left. We'll get there though, coming along. Custom leaf, go faster. Seriously, that's it.